and the Pledge of Allegiance. Trustee Gopal, will you lead us?
Yes, sir, thank you. Heavenly Father, bless us as we gather here tonight. Help us nurture the bonds of our community. Guide us to make decisions in the best interest of the township and its residents. We pray for an end to the conflicts in the world today. Continue to look over and bless our community and country. We ask these things in your most holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As always, I appreciate that, Mark. First of all, I guess, happy St. Patrick's Day to this packed crowd. All right, Clerk Crew, will you please call the roll?
Lorraine,
Present.
Reed is absent. Clark,
Here.
Krug is present. Kessler,
Here.
Gopal,
Here.
and Tucker is absent. You have 5 members present.
We have a quorum. All right. I'll also let you know for the record that Township Attorney Jack Belzer, our Zoning Administrator Mike Deem, Assistant Manager Megan Gito are present this evening, and also our engineers, Melissa Lawrence from Lawrence Engineering, has joined us via Zoom. Megan, will you detail the procedures for those attending tonight's virtual meeting?
Yes. To the members of the public attending tonight's meeting in person or via Zoom, please be advised that this meeting is being recorded to be shown on public access television spectrum channel 191. Recorded meetings are also posted on the Fenton Area Community Television YouTube channel. For those attending via Zoom, we ask that you keep your microphone muted until we reach the portion of the meeting where public comment is allowed. For tonight's meeting, there are no public hearings, therefore all public comment will be taken near the end of the meeting. Meeting materials are available for download on the Township's website at fentontownship.org.
All right, thanks, Megan. Move down to the first order of business, is the approval of the agenda. Are there any requests to amend tonight's agenda? Hearing none, a motion is in order to approve the agenda as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
I vote yes. Clark,
Yes.
Kessler,
Yes.
Reed is absent. Gopal,
Yes.
Tucker's absent. Lorraine,
Yes,
motion passes.
and the agenda stands approved as presented. Moving on to the meeting minutes, included in the packet are the meeting minutes from the March 3rd regular meeting. Are there any corrections or requested revisions to these meeting minutes? Hearing none, the meeting minutes stand approved as presented. Moving on to expenditures, are there any questions from the board regarding any of the invoices? Anyone? Okay, if not, I will entertain a motion regarding the payment of expenditures totaling $1,301,591.83 for payment.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Krug, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Reed is absent. Gopal,
Yes.
Tucker's absent. Kessler,
Yes.
Lorraine,
Yes,
I vote yes. Clark,
Yes.
motion passes.
and expenditures stand approved as presented. As Megan stated earlier, we have no public hearings tonight. Are there any committee reports to be made to the board tonight? Did public safety meet?
No, Ryan
I'll,
wasn't here.
I'll go over it when we go to the.
Oh,
Yeah, that when you get to that. All right, that's what I was gonna say, all right. Communications, we also have none. Adoption of ordinances, none. Moving on to unfinished business, just a reminder that we have a 3-week between now and the next meeting, so anybody wants to take a little time for themselves. So the next meeting is Tuesday, April 7th. Please make a note of that, which I'm sure everyone has, but remember, we have a special meeting at 5:30, and I will get everybody done within about 50 minutes. We do have 3 items, very important items, so just wanted to make a reminder of that. Moving on, the next order in business, under new business, is the Fenton Township US 23 sub-area plan, authorization to distribute plan, draft plan for period review. We have Mike here to go over it.
Sure. So the Planning Commission has been working on a sub-area plan along US 23 in the township. So you guys may recall at multiple meetings, we've had some residents along Ray Road attend meetings wanting to have their property reclassified from low-density residential to highway service. The Genesee County has put together a US 23 study. They were in front of you guys a couple months ago and presented that to you. Taking all these together, right, along with future development plans of Miller, Planning Commission started to look at both US 23 at Thompson and then US 23 at North Road. So the sub-area plan is essentially a mini master plan, right, looking at these two specific areas. So we have specific requirements for adopting a plan. One of those is that there has to be a formal 42-day, minimum 42-day period where we take public comment, right? We send out the plans to various agencies, the surrounding communities. We will mail out notices to the affected areas, property owners. Planning Commission will hold a public hearing after that 42-day period. Basically, what this plan is recommending is increasing the area for highway service in the Ray Road, Thompson, and Torrey area to include those properties along Ray Road with additional conditions relating to that, that, you know, any development there, no commercial traffic would be, you know, recommended on the Ray Road in its current form. No truck traffic on the Torrey Road in its current form. Road Commission is in discussions of making improvements to Torrey Road, right? If those were to happen, truck traffic would be appropriate. And any non-residential development would have to connect to water and sewer. We also looked at North Road. There's no specific changes to the land use classifications over there. However, we do have some additional considerations if someone were to come in and request a rezoning, which is essentially looking at the condition of the interchange there. The county's identified two improvements to the US 23 North Road interchange, a short-term improvement, which would be doing some realigning of the existing lanes, and then the long-term is to have a roundabout at 23 and North Road. Also on Torrey, but that's in the city, and I can't do anything about that. So the recommendation at this point is to formally open that 42-day public comment period, right, after which Planning Commission will hold public hearing and then consider the plan. So that is the request from the Planning Commission. I'm here to answer any questions you guys might have.
Questions or comments from the board? All right, hearing none. Thanks, Mike, I appreciate it. Well done. I will entertain a motion to authorize the distribution of the draft Fenton Township US 23 sub-area plan as recommended by the Fenton Township Planning Commission.
Motion to approve? Second.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Krug, please call the roll.
Clark,
Yes.
Kessler,
Yes.
I vote no. Gobel,
Yes.
Lorraine,
Yes.
Reed, and Tucker are absent. Motion passes.
All right, thanks, Bob. All right, moving on to next under new business is proposed 2026 local road projects. I'm sure we have all reviewed the memo in the packet, and we've also been through this process. We go through this process every year. It usually starts out with meetings with myself, Tom, with the county. We go over roads. They rate them. There's a whole rating process, things like that. So is there any questions or comments from the board? Megan has got a great narrative, if you'd like to hear it.
Sure.
All right, there you go, Megan.
Okay,
No pressure.
no pressure. So, yeah, they're gonna do asphalt resurfacing at Wiggins Road. That's half is gonna be the matching funds from that project. There's a paved apron they're doing at the intersection at Laring Road with Sharp Road. Sharp Road at the intersection with Laring. A portion of that is the matching funds as well, which is actually our remaining 2025 funds that we're we're using up. We applied to that project. They're gonna do chip sealing on Main Road, that was just redone in 25, but they're gonna try something a little different as far as, that surface goes. It's the portion that goes from North Long Lake to Thompson Road, and people kind of cut through there a lot, so it does get torn up a little bit. They're gonna do asphalt resurfacing on Busher Road, which that, when was that last done? Busher was done about 9 years ago, so it needs resurfacing. And then they're going to do limestone resurfacing with permazite on Whitaker Road from Lockdale to Wyndham Place. Because there was a quote for actually paving that, and it was about $300,000 plus, so this is a little more cost-effective alternative to that. It's not a really well-traveled stretch of road there. And then they're planning to do crack sealing for subdivision roads throughout the township. Lake Shore being one of those that will be prioritized, with that, so.
Okay. Thanks, Vinnie. Any questions or comments? If there's not, I will entertain a motion to approve the Genesee County Road Commission cost proposal for the local road projects as presented.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Crew, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Gopel,
Yes.
Tucker's absent, Lorraine,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
I vote yes, Reed is absent, Kessler,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right, thanks, Bob. All right, next on our new business is the sale of the township-owned vehicle. Trustee Gopel, you went over that with the chief, so why don't
Yeah,
you?
this was the fire chief's old truck. We put it out for bid, started the bid at 10,000, which was where Ryan would have been happy. Got 17 bids, final bid, winning bid is 12-1. And chief is happy with that, and it's going just somewhere up in the Sand Lake area, so it's not too far away. So I would recommend that we approve the sale of that with the chief's blessing.
All right, any questions or comments from the board? I think we got more than what we thought for it, so bringing some money back to the taxpayers. Okay, I will entertain a motion to approve the sale of the 2016 Chevrolet Tahoe in an as-is condition with no warranties or guarantees express or implied in as-is condition to Mike Bazunski for a price of $12,100. All
I'll support a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
right, motion's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Crew, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Kessler,
Yes.
I vote yes, Reed is absent, Lorraine,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Tucker's absent, Gopel,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right, thanks, Bob. Moving on to board comment. Is there anyone on the board who has additional comments or concerns tonight like to talk about? Hearing none, I will now open up the meeting for public comment. As Megan has said, we opened up at the end of every meeting for public comment, and this can be on agenda or non-agenda items. I will now open it up for anyone in the audience that would like to address the board.
I guess I'm the only one.
Come on up to the mic. All we need is your name.
My name's Larry Snell. I was back here in January, speaking about the trees and consumers. I don't know if you know it, but this Friday the 13th, we had extremely high winds. I had come in the morning and talked to the township manager around 11:30. When I got home, which was before noon, as soon as I got home, one of the trees had fallen and taken out the power again. So this is twice in less than 3 months. And this wasn't even a big tree. This was a tree that was about 12 to 16 inches in diameter, about 30 foot long. It laid there. I knew it was a hot wire. I called 911. Within 10 minutes, I had the fire department from the township there. He was lickety-split. And then within 30 minutes, we had a consumer gentleman in a small truck come to discharge the power, disconnect it, so it was safe. Okay, so then a couple hours later, I got a call from the homeowner, which is on the corner of Ralston and Torrey, Paulina, because the tree had fallen completely into her yard. Now, I don't know what the right-of-way is for consumers that they're responsible for from the center of the wire or the pole, but it seems to me, back in doing roads and things, that you had about 20, 25 feet on each side that was the right-of-way. And if that's the case, they are not taking care of this at all. Well, anyhow, the tree companies had showed up, a company by the name of URBAN out of Detroit. 2 trucks, around 3:30, 4 o'clock. They made 2 cuts on the tree that was falling into her yard. Now, I don't know how a retired, elderly, handicapped lady is supposed to manage this stuff. When I walked up to the trucks and started taking pictures of the trucks and the plates for documentation, the guys came out. Not a one of them spoke English. I am not racist because they're the same nationality that I am. But I want to know whereas a company, a public service company, is hiring these people that are first responders and they can't speak English. The homeowner had made contact. Paulina went over to ask them originally, and that's when she called me and told me they were there. She thought they were making fun of her because she has a hearing disability and couldn't understand them. So I don't get it. Why is this allowed to begin with? So after questioning these guys repeatedly, trying to find out, are you going to cut the trees? Are you going to cut the trees? Because the consumer guy that came and de-energized, put a cone up, put caution tape on those big trees back in January. I showed you the pictures of that were leaning and going to fall. They would not touch them. Their supervisor showed up about 4:30-ish, and as soon as I turned my back to walk to the house, they were gone. They left, didn't do a thing. Supervisor took them away. He was the one that could speak English. He said he was going to find out whether or not they were going to do any work. Well, basically he lied because he was just getting out of there. And on top of that, he wasn't supposed to leave the job site, I found out, because within 30 minutes, 2 large consumer boom trucks were there to do the work. But they refused to do the work and called their supervisor because they had already experienced trees, limbs from 30-some feet up in the air falling down because of the high winds where they were supposed to work. So when the supervisor showed up, he surveyed the site, he deemed it unsafe, he sent the crew on to the next job.
Pardon me.
So on top of that now, so overnight, nobody on that west side of Torrey Road had power. Okay, Saturday, it's a nice warm kind of day, sun was out, nobody showed up for work. Sometime in the afternoon, around 3 to 4 o'clock, a consumer guy showed up, took a few pictures, that was it. No work. So all day, 24 hours on Saturday, no power for anybody. That also means no heat, no refrigerator, no nothing, no furnace. So I don't know what those people did. We took care of Paulina by bringing her groceries and a generator. Sunday, sometime between, let's say, 4 and 7 o'clock, somebody did show up from consumers and energized that line, put a new line in. Did not touch the trees. The caution tape is still sitting there. The cone from consumers is still sitting there. The trees in their form, which are leaning even worse than they were back in January, are still sitting there. Seems to me somebody is now, it's not only negligent, but culpable, because this is costing people money. I mean, you had another expense. You had the fire respond, okay? And when that big one goes, or one of them, or all of them, that's it. You're gonna be out for days on that one. But the thing is, though, it's starting to look like a war zone down there with these big chunks of logs that nobody can move, nobody can manage, nobody's gonna be able to cut them unless you have a commercial chainsaw. These guys would rather sit in their trucks. Doesn't matter which crew has showed up over the years. I've caught them sitting in their trucks instead of going out and cutting these things into at least manageable pieces that even people like me could at least kind of push into a hand cart or something and do something with, instead of leaving these gigantic pieces that are 20 inches in diameter by 5-6 foot long. Nobody can move them. I mean, heck, back in January, one of the guys from Consumers used his truck to move the ones that they left around the pole so that he could get his truck close enough to get up the pole. I mean, all you got to do is drive down there and take a look now. It looks ridiculous. There's logs all over the place, where I wouldn't even call them logs, trees. They shouldn't be allowed to do that, you know. And now that I have nothing but time, I guess I'm going to find out who my state representative is. When they have the next meeting for the rate increase, I'll be there. I mean, I got nothing now, but and this isn't even my property. I have to use that road, so I'm the one left dealing with it.
Well, from me to you, I appreciate you coming here tonight. I know that the last time you came, Melissa is here from our engineer. I know that I talked to her, not only we said something when we were in
Yes.
the meeting, but we talked the next day.
Yes.
And I can tell you this, working with the county, we can usually work with. But when you have a third entity called Consumers Energy, that's totally different. We have no control over them. And the right-of-way is 33 feet from the center line of the road. What happens in there, all I can do is make phone calls, I can tell you that. Melissa, if you don't mind, if you're there, can you unmute and
Yeah.
tell us what we can
Yeah.
do?
Yeah, so I talked to consumers after the last time Mr. Snell was in, and actually, Mr. Snell, I don't know if you remember, but I talked to you as well. And consumers, when I called them, was very responsive and said they were gonna come out. I was not aware of this latest issue, but when I called them, they were very responsive. Have you tried calling them? Consumers is consumers, and they take care of their own easements.
So
I
there's
can
nothing,
call them
Melissa,
again,
that
but-
we can do as a township, that I can make a phone call? I know
But we
calling
can-
consumers is
yeah,
just an empty
absolutely.
hole for me.
Absolutely. They were very responsive when I called them. That's who needs to be called in all this.
So it's not the
you-
county,
you
it's
got-
consumers.
It's consumers, yeah. We don't need to, you can call your representative, but let's start with consumers, because at least when I called them that last time, they were very responsive. I have not called them this time. I wasn't aware of it.
Melissa, can you and I have a conversation in the morning? You know I'm up
Yeah.
usually by 5:30, so just give me a call. See if we can get somebody from consumers out there, and I'll meet you out there also sometime this week and see what we can get done.
Sounds good?
That would be awesome. You know,
Do
this
my
is-
best.
This isn't going to go away. When they first put those, new power lines in and moved the right of way from in my property and in Paulina's property over to Ralston Road, the only thing they were concerned about was cutting live trees. That's all they cut. There are some trees there that are still growing that are over 3 feet in diameter, which you'll see if you go down there. At some point, that sucker's gonna go too, and they're within 12 feet of their power line. You know, I just don't get it. They're responsible for the maintenance. They have budget for the maintenance. They've been aware of the maintenance, and yet it's not being done. They'd rather spend thousands of dollars. I mean, just look at what they spent this weekend on just my site, having people come out, leave, come out, leave, come out, and leave. And it took 4 days for somebody to get power, which could have happened all on Friday, the first day, if the tree company had done its job.
We'll look into it, I promise you.
Oh,
And-
I understand.
and I appreciate you
And
coming.
I'm not directing it towards anybody here.
No,
Everybody here has been more than helpful.
We're not taking it
I don't know where
personal.
else to turn, and again, you know, it's not my property. Everybody thinks those are my trees, but they're not. But again, it's the only way I can get in and out. So, I thank you for your time.
Absolutely, and thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right, I guess there's no one else, and it doesn't look like we have anyone else besides Melissa. Just, Melissa, give me a call tomorrow, and we'll see what we can do with consumers, if that's the culprit. And, so we have no one else here, correct? And no one on Zoom. I will now close the public hearing, and it is now 6:53 PM. And if there's nothing else, I say good night, and the meeting is adjourned.
Everybody enjoy their 4 pieces of cabbage tonight.
Recording.